Well, here we are. This is a little health fountain, which will recover the player's health when they interact with it. Importantly, they have to be within range. This has to have some health available for it to be consumed. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So as you can see right now, we are on low health. This is the little UI on the weapon. So when we are too far away from it, you can see when I'm trying to interact with it, it's not recovering. But when we go close enough and we interact, boop, it gets consumed. Lovely. So how does this actually work? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at first what makes the health fountain, or the health station is what I've called it. Essentially, it is this. So let's just minimize that. So the health station consists of just a model of this fountain. It does nothing, and the bird bath. It's actually the the liquid that's within it. You can see it's just got a little shader making it bubble like some liquid. These don't do anything. That's just a representation of these two different objects. The top being kind of important in terms of visual feedback. The health station, this guy does all the hard work. First of all, we just have a box collider on this. It's just to give it some kind of collision, so our player doesn't run through it, can run around it and collide with it. However, it is also important because we'll be raycasting from the player in order to interact with objects. So that's a box collider. We've got a health station that pretty much takes a visual indicator, which is the wobbly liquid that we're going to be turning on and off depending on if this fountain has been consumed or not. And we've got the valid distance, which is how far can this fountain be interacted with. So as long as we're less than 5 Unity units or meters, we can interact with it. So how does it actually work? The health station derives from savable model. This is just our own implementation of making things being able to save, but importantly is Interactable. It is an interface that forces anything that inherits it to implement an interact method. So in our case, the health station, we are implementing an interact method here. Don't worry about the loading and saving. That's not important for this. What is important is that we have our references. We have a reference to the player, a boolean to see whether this fountain has been used, and we're just caching the reference to the player's health component. So we'll start by getting the player by tag. We're going to get a reference to its health so that we can manipulate that in the interact. So over here, interact, it will check if we are within some distance. It's a very simple distance check, and it'll return a boolean if we are within the distance of true, otherwise false. We are making sure that this has not already been consumed and the player has been damaged. So as long as all these are true, then we can continue actually fulfilling the interaction. So first we'll start by consuming it. We will then reset the player's health. You can do this to increase the player's health if you have some quantity you want to raise the player's health by. In this case, I'm just saying current health equals max health. So just reset it back to full. Then we're going to turn off this visual indicator. So the red wobbly liquid, we are just going to set it to active. The opposite of is used. So if it's used, it's true. If this was true, this will stay on. So rather we want it to be the opposite. So it'll be false. And that's it. We have an API over here to reset it. Now we do this as part of the, say, at the end of a boss fight, as you exit, this is going to be just resetting to make it consumable and bring back the liquid into it. that is a bit more relevant for our case because the boss fight is in here. You finish the boss fight, the gates open, you come out, and you can recover your health. If you're wondering how to trigger all that, there is a how to trigger a boss fight video that I've done previously. There's a bit more information as to how to do that. But yeah, very simply, when our boss dies, it simply has a reference to the health station, and we're going to run reset. So that is the health station. Place this anywhere in the level, and yeah, your player can recover their health whenever they interact. Oh, that reminds me, interacting. How do we actually interact with this? Well, in our case, we're using a grappling hook, and we are just doing a raycast check, and we're going to return a hit. So whatever the grappling hit is, the collider, we're going to get the collider's tag. In this case, our collider's tag, is the health station. Sorry, there we go, health station. So that's the tag for it. And over here, we've got, if it's the health station, we're going to run the interact method. So we're going to check the collider, get the component health station, interact. Obviously, a smarter way to do it, since we are using an interactable interface, you can actually do this. Interactable. So you can say anything that you're interacting now with, run its interact method. So this abstracts whether it is specifically a health station. You can call this interactable if you really wanted to. And anytime it encounters something with a tag that is interactable, it can just run its interactable. So this is a more robust way of doing it. But now we have just implemented this as a very hard interaction, just to have it sort of in line with how we've already previously implemented it. I think starting this project again, if we were to re-implement this logic, it would use that interact system. So that is definitely the better way to go, and hopefully you got something out of this. Cheers.